Let's start, shall we?
Okay, hello and welcome to Lulu's Way, Healthy Food, Healthy Life. My name is Nicole and I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your host this evening. To keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you are speaking. We also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you are doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way.
Thanks, Nicole. So, what are we doing tonight, Nicole?
Tonight, we have a special feature. Helen is going to share with us her weight loss journey.
Yay! I'm so grateful that you're doing this for us, Helen. You've been such a inspiration this past year.
Yeah, she's in maintenance, so she's in the maintenance crew, and we all love to hear about this.
Yeah. Yep. We're gonna hear how it's done, how it was done, and how it continues to get done. So the floor is all yours, Helen.
All righty. Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for listening as I get started here. Shake out my nerves, okay? Okay. So a little bit about me. I am a 71-year-old wife of 48 years. I'm a mother of two beautiful daughters, and I have a sister who is 22 years older than I am. Yep, I was a surprise. I grew up in Indiana on a grain and poultry farm, and my main obsession as a child was figure skating. My dad always liked to expose me to as many things as he could, and he took me to the rink one day in Fort Wayne, and that's how I started. My professional life, I was a figure skating coach and a labor and delivery RN. My weight loss journey has been affected by body image, hormonal changes, medications, emotional changes, and just plain bad habits. My body image was influenced by Twiggy and Barbie and living in tights and skating dresses. Not much place to hide. I was a pleaser and shy by nature and very self-conscious. I did not develop an eating disorder as I saw what it did to others that were close to me. Plus, if I did not eat, I was not allowed to leave our house. So talk about clean plate club. My mom took that to an extreme. You ate your eggs and your bacon and bread and everything toast before you left the house, and you cleaned your plate. So my body image, the seeds of being slim as desirable were firmly planted at a very young age. Why I ate. I ate when I was bored, when I felt nausea, gas pain, headache, sad, glad, any emotion. Anytime I passed through the kitchen, I picked up a piece of chocolate. I ate at night so I wouldn't be hungry at night, which I think is rather interesting because we had plenty of food. I was never hungry at night, but yet it was kind of a concern. It was a fear. So pretty much ate all the time. Jump ahead. I struggled when it came to, this is the emotional part for me, when I had my girls moved out and I had my empty nest. People sometimes look forward to that. I did not, and I did not adjust well. It took me time. And I had an increase in work hours and a change in position at work, and so I just worked like 70 plus hours a week. My weight fluctuated for me off and on and really began affecting my health and my self-esteem. And in 2015, my hospital was bought by a larger hospital. I retired from nursing. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I moved to Colorado in 1 month. Just threw all the stressors in there in the month of September that year. So I went out to Colorado and I did my breast cancer treatment there. And they had nutrition classes, yoga classes, and I attended all of them. But it didn't change my eating habits, except for avoiding some soy products. So in 17, we moved back to Ohio. Then the pandemic, increase in stress, and more weight gain. In December of 21, I had a heart attack. They called it a widowmaker. I was 100% blockage of my LAD. And 2 stents later, and I was ready to make changes to my lifestyle. I did cardiac rehab 3 times a week for a couple of months. It was great. Thought this is a great start, create new habits. I attended the classes on nutrition, medication, and anything that they offered. But something was missing. I still went back to my old eating habits. Same foods. I got a book on heart healthy foods and diets, but it just never fit with foods I was accustomed to, I guess. And it just didn't click. I was prescribed a beta blocker. Here comes the meds. And the beta blocker on the side effects has rapid weight gain. Oh boy, that's just what I needed. I was discouraged again. So during life changes, empty nest, increased stress at work, and then retirement, I went up and down in mood. And I never really medicated for it, but it was just a very down period. And I ate. So then from April of 24, I just gradually every year went up 10 pounds, 10 pounds, 10 pounds every year. Then one of my daughters bought a van. And I started watching YouTube to learn about van life. And that's when Lulu came into my life. I really looked at when and why I ate at that time. And I snacked and what I was eating. And I had been to the doctor for knee pain. I'd gone for back pain and shoulder pain. And they injected them. They felt a little better for a while, and then it would come back. So I officially started on Lulu's plan in April of 24. And the difference I felt for me with Lulu's plan compared to the nutrition classes and just information being given to me was simplicity and clear instruction and support. Something I felt was applicable to things that I would actually eat at home. My results, after a month, I felt a difference in joint pain. And I remember at one of our meetings about that time in May, asking the group, is it possible that with the decrease in sugar, flour, and processed foods, that I could still already be feeling a difference in joint pain? And the consensus was, yeah, it's not too soon, and it has not come back. So it really was pretty quick for me. It was amazing. So that was a big one. My journey, I lost an average of 4 pounds a month. And one of the biggest differences here, and I think for me particularly, I felt no judgment here. I always felt I didn't fit in traditional weight loss programs because I had 30 or 40 pounds to lose. And I just didn't feel I qualified for the programs, didn't fit in, and the cost was prohibitive. So I just always tried to do things on my own. The support I felt, the information freely shared by everyone here on Thursday meetings kept me on track. I also attend the Tuesday book study group, and the lessons we have explored there have been invaluable as well. As with any growth, it happens over time, and there's much to do. And I just feel like that journey has a long way to go, and I'm just going to keep going. Consistency of meal prep, dietary choices has worked for me. And then for blood work, in December 21st, my cholesterol was 253, and that was the year of my heart attack. In January of 24, let's see. Yeah, 21 was the heart attack. In January 24, my cholesterol was down to 145, and that was due to the statin I was taking. This year in 25, I'm down to 131. So it's continuing to go down. And I don't know where that's going to go from here. I don't go back to my cardiologist until September. And so he's the one that will address whether or not I have to continue on a statin. What I read is they don't really like to take you off of them, but we'll see. they also tell me most people don't lose weight, even when they say they're going to. So I did. So we'll see what he says. So my weight loss total on February 1st this year is 40.3 pounds, and I am officially in maintenance. Now I am trying to increase my activity and create new exercise habits to increase balance, tone, and energy. I seem to be a little resistant to getting on a regular schedule, even 3 times a week, but I've made it 1 time a week for how many weeks have we done this? 3 or 4 now? So 4. So for 4 weeks, I've done it at least once a week. So we're working on that. My final thought is I hope everyone, regardless of your weight and your healthy living goals, feel the support and the guidance available here. I think this plan is so adaptable to whatever cultural eating habits anyone has, but it's just undeniable. This is the only thing that's worked, and I've had a ton of information thrown at me. So thank you, Lulu, and thank you all for listening to my story and for supporting me.
Oh, what a beautiful story, Helen.
Aw,
And it's just been such a pleasure to have you here every week and to watch all your progress along the way. It's just been amazing. And I do remember that when you were first starting to feel that elimination of the pain and stuff, and we were just so excited for you. That is
Thank you.
so good. And you're right, this group really does help, because it's like it helps you just feel less alone, because all by myself, like, I'm the only one doing this, in my circles, so it's really nice coming here and just other people that are either doing it or want to do it or need to do it or are doing it. Those are the 3 categories. You either need it, you want it, or you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you're doing it. So how's your maintenance working out? How's that? How many weeks have you been maintaining, or months, or whatever?
Well, I didn't make any changes because a month ago I had just gotten into maintenance. And so I just stayed put, and I've continually lost my 4 pounds. So now I'm heading towards the bottom of it, and I'm going to have to level it off.
Yep.
And I have not made a definite decision to add anything yet. So I don't know where to go, except I know I'm not going to go far, because that's the one thing that you have said, I think Barb says, come in like a 747, right? just a little bit of a change.
Yes.
So I think, I'm not sure if I should go up a little on protein or go up a little bit on grain. I'm not, which would be better.
Well, are you, on February 1st, were you still in your range?
I'm in range.
Okay. So
I haven't dropped below.
Yep. And so, just take it till March 1st. See what the weight is then. When you're out of your range or at the very, very bottom, it's okay to make a change, but you can really wait until you're out of your range. But either one, really. Either one.
And it's fine, because I'm not hungry. I'm very satisfied with what I'm eating.
Yeah.
So,
right. But you need to stop the weight loss, because you don't want to get too thin.
At some point, yes.
Yep. And so really, just a small amount of food will do it for you, And just start with an ounce, adding an ounce. If you pick protein, I would say if it's meat, fish, or poultry, I would add an ounce. So make it 5 ounces instead of 4. If it's eggs, I'd have 3 instead of 2. Nuts, maybe do 2.5 ounces instead of 2. I don't know what other proteins you pick, but if you pick like yogurt, which is 8 ounces, you might want to make that 10. You just bring everything up a bit, and just pick those amounts. And if you want to, if you do pick protein and you want to some guidance on picking the right measurements, because it's not all just 1 ounce. You know what I mean? It's just like for the meat, fish, and poultry, which is 4 ounces, that's you're going to add an ounce. But then the yogurt's 8 ounces, so you probably want to add 2. So yeah, but we'll just get that fine tuned. You just bring it up here, and we talk about it and make recommendations, and then ultimately you pick what you want, and see how that works for you. So you've been through a lot. You've been through a lot of, heart attack and cancer and wow.
Not good genetics.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, you look great. You look very, very healthy.
I'm feeling very good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It would be great if you could get off that medication.
I know.
It would be so
I
great.
know. That would get rid of some of the fatigue.
Yeah.
And just, all meds have so many side effects. You listen to those commercials on TV and they run down all the side effects of any med that they advertise to put us on. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But,
I would, if I were you, I would go in there and I would say, like, I want to try to not be on this. Like, how dangerous is that really for me to try? Yeah. And then, I wouldn't do it without the doctor's blessing, but I would beg for the blessing. And just say, like, worst case scenario is this is for cholesterol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like, let me come back in a week and have my cholesterol checked again, and then maybe the next week, and just to see if it's, because you're not really eating large portions of high cholesterol things.
No. And honestly, the way I prepare food is completely different now. I mean, my mom made everything in a fry pan. That's how I learned to cook.
Yeah.
So, and we kept the grease and used it over too. It's in the lard and everything. I mean, it was old fashioned cooking.
Right.
So, I think that a lot of things have changed. And when he sees my numbers and what I'm doing, hopefully he'll consider that.
Yeah. And he also has to, he or she, whatever, has to understand that, like, I know perhaps most of your patients say they're going to do one thing and do another, because that's usually how it goes. But you're saying, like, trust me, like, I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. I'm in this to win this for life. I want more than just to be thin and be at a normal sized body. I want to maintain this health. I don't want another heart attack. I don't want to have cancer again. And, getting rid of that sugar, are you cancer free? Are you cancer free now?
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Good to hear it. That's good.
Yep.
And, they say sugar feeds cancer, so we don't want to be feeding that monster. Yeah.
That is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got that?
Like I said, my genetics, my sister's diabetic, my dad had the heart disease. I mean, it's just a list.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we've got to do something. But my diet's different.
Yes.
Now.
I come from a sketchy gene pool myself, and I've already outlived my entire immediate family. Like, they were all gone younger than I am right now, and they're all gone. So, and so, so there's not, a whole lot of vibrancy and health in my family, but I have it. because you can beat the odds of, like, I know, a lot of times they'll say, like, things that run in the family, it's really, you just kind of share the bad habits, so it's not
100%.
less of a chemistry thing and more like just a cultural, when you were saying about was it you, when you just said about cultural, like, you can follow this plan in different cultures of food, it made me think of a question I got this week. Was it on Facebook or was it in my comments? Maybe it was in the comments on YouTube. I forget. I get things from everywhere. Yesterday, or the video I posted today, I asked about people. I answered the question about the men's plan. People are asking about the men's plan. I said, it's right there on the Facebook group. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, just email me and I will send you the thing. Do you know how many men's plans I sent out today? So that's great. But somebody wrote to me and said, I'm Mexican. I cook a lot of Mexican food. I like Mexican food. Can you have Mexican food on your food plan? I said, well, you sure can. You just get those Mexican spices and you look at the food plan and you pick your items and you make them Mexican flavor. That's all. Like Liz talks about her different dishes that she makes different nights of the week with the different, Italian one night and Mexican another night and Asian another night. It's like, yeah, I can have Chinese food. I can put soy sauce and ginger on anything if I want to, So, you just can't be thinking about the Mexican food that got you into the problem that you have today that you're asking me this question, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like, not that Mexican food, but yeah, it does work with everything. And I know, some people say, but this is like, these things are like a staple. I'm Italian, like you have pasta. Okay, keep eating the pasta. How's it working for you? So, yeah, you're just doing great. I'm just so excited to have you here. And I'm so grateful that you shared your story. And it was nice to get to know you better.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Helen. I love you. I love seeing you on the Moving and Grooving too. You're very inspiring. And wow, yeah, that's a lot to have gone through. I didn't realize all of that. And still to be taking such good care of your health. Because a lot of people, like in my family, who've had poor health kind of give up and say, well, I'm already screwed, and have, continued on a bad path of overeating and not taking care of themselves. So yeah, that's amazing story. And you look great. You look beautiful tonight, especially.
Thank you.
You do especially beautiful.
Yes.
You have a beautiful smile.
Barb, you have your hand up. Do you have some
Hey,
commentary?
Barb. How you doing, Barb?
Hey, guys. How are you?
Great.
Yeah, I just had a question for Helen.
Yes.
Don't go away, Helen. So, Helen, I was just curious. This is like the $1 million question that everybody asks. So I'm just wondering how you picked your in-range weight. So maybe you could just share with how you chose that, what works for you, and yeah.
I can't tell you how many times I have recalculated it. I looked at the Mayo Clinic and I went through their scale and I looked at that. And then I looked at a couple of other resources and they all pretty much agreed. And I think what it came down to with me is how I felt as I entered into what my upper level of my range was. Felt a little bit high for me yet. And I wanted to have a little wiggle room. So that's why after I entered what was the top of the Mayo Clinic range, I wasn't going to make any changes until I got to the bottom. And so the bottom of my range right now will be 110.
So where
because
where
that's
does
where
it, but
I
where does
feel
that,
the best.
Where does it fall on the Mayo Clinic range of normal? Like,
I've got it.
like, is it like in the middle of normal, or is it like towards the lighter end of normal or the heavier end of normal?
So the Mayo Clinic range put me 115 to 119.
Yeah, but
And I wasn't quite, I didn't feel good with that.
Well, is that the,
that's
Helen,
the
is
middle. That's the middle. That was the very middle. Was 115 to 119.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you went a little lower.
So I did. I went a little bit lower because that's what felt better to me.
Okay. So when you said when you got into the range, the Mayo Clinic range, you didn't mean from overweight to normal.
No,
that's
I
the
was
high
at
end.
117. So the middle of that range was 117.5.
Okay, I got you.
And so I went with 117 and said, I'm in it.
Okay, I got you
And
now.
then I kept recalculating.
Okay.
how did I feel?
Until you felt with the way you wanted to feel.
Yeah, so now what I have determined, I went down to, remember we talked about height and you said don't do point whatever, but stick with your 5.2. But on 5.1, the middle of that is 113.5. I am 5 feet 1.3 inches. I have shrunk. So for a person that's 5 feet 1 inch, the middle of that range is 13.5. So that put me right where I wanted to be, or what I felt good at.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the middle. That's the middle of the range.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's where I am right now.
Yeah.
Is at 113. So it was kind of, I just kept looking at that calculation and looking at other sources, and it just all agreed. And I said, well, that's really good, but I just felt like I wanted to be a little bit lower.
Yep.
So I think by the end of this month, though, I will be on the lower end of my range.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Helen.
Sure. Long answer. Sorry.
Yeah. No, like that's a good question about, I mean, I have my recommendation on how to pick your ideal weight, but and anybody your doctor can tell you what weight you should be, and if that's what you want to pick, but I just find that like this height weight chart from Mayo Clinic just seems to work pretty ideal for a lot of people. So
yeah, my primary care doctor almost didn't believe it, because you go in, the nurse weighs you, and she goes in, she enters it, she'll what was your weight again? It's like, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then he came in and looked and says, BMI is really improved. I said, you betcha, I worked at that. I had help. I found something that worked.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they were both like kind of surprised, and I thought, well, good. I can't wait to see the cardiologist.
Yeah. When's that appointment, did you say?
Not till September.
Oh, okay. September.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the appointment that you're waiting for to see if you can get off the medication?
Yeah.
September?
And so hopefully if I can get myself moving.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that will actually also have an impact.
Yep.
And it'll be even better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to commit to the moving. but you seem to be committed to Sunday mornings.
I am.
Yeah.
They're a breeze. I love them.
That's good. That's good. Very good. Does anybody else have any questions for Helen, or have any comments for Helen?
I had a question for Ellen.
Yes.
When she was being treated, how did she keep on being on her food plan?
When I was being treated for cancer,
Yes.
or heart disease, or both?
Both.
I wasn't on the plan at that time. And actually that part of it is that they each, after the cancer treatment and after the heart attack, each had nutrition classes, but it just wasn't presented in a way that was something I could take home and put into action. It was information, but nothing stuck until I found Lulu and her plan. Yeah. No, it's okay. It's just a whole timeline.
Yeah. What was the timeline? So what year was the cancer?
2015.
And then the heart attack?
21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
And then you started the plan in 24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a slow change.
Hey, I remember like when my whole family died and everyone was dead, and I was just like, God, I guess I'm next, and yeah, but I didn't make any changes, and it wasn't my time. I was only 35. I think it was 35. It was like over 30 years ago, and they all died like one after another. Yeah. It took me another 20 years before I did it. And I didn't have the cancer. I didn't have the heart attack. I didn't have that. I just had misery, just misery in life. I just was not happy with myself, and I was just felt awful. I just felt awful.
And that's where I feel like the cycle comes in, because after each of those experiences, you know, there was a dip in mood and depression that kind of hits.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why sometimes it's hard to adapt the changes that they suggest into your lifestyle at that time, perhaps.
Yeah.
And that's, I really looked at, why does this one click so well? And I think it's just the multifaceted approach that you have and the simplicity of the plan.
Right. Yeah. And I think that perhaps you were enticed a little bit by me just watching me do it all the time. And it's like, and just really loving it. I mean, I do love it. And it's no act. When I act like I like my food, it's because I do. And I think you get it. Don't you love your meals?
Oh my gosh. I especially love my salad. Like, I have a cooked vegetable in the evenings and a fresh salad at lunch.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. I put any restaurant to shame in what I put in my salad.
Yeah.
But I just love it. And it is filling, and it's just yummy. It's just so good.
Yeah.
I look forward to it. It's my favorite meal.
Yeah. The salad is my favorite meal too. That's why I save it for dinner. I like to save the best for last, because I want to have. I would have 2 salads a day, which is no problem. You can have 2 salads a day if you want 2 salads a day. But I just like to have variety. So there's a lot of veggies I want to eat that you just eat cooked. So I usually do cooked at lunch and then the salad at dinner, and I just love every bite. You know,
and I don't leave one scrap, not one little leaf.
Oh no, not one leaf, not one shred of carrot, nothing. It's gone.
Not one pumpkin seed.
Nothing.
I don't think I've left a piece of rice. I seriously, I mean, not even a piece of rice.
I hear you. Yeah, not even the vinegar at the bottom of the salad bowl. I drink that.
I eat the end of the salad with a tablespoon. Forget the fork anymore. You need the spoon.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, and it's not because of X being hungry. It's like, this is what I need to have. This is what fuels me. And so I'm getting every single piece of it.
every grain. Yep, I hear you.
Yeah.
I do the same thing.
Barb, are you back in business?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one thing that I added this week. Instead of lettuce for my salad, I started using the coleslaw mix. So it's just like cabbage and carrots and stuff. Yeah. And I know you use this, Lulu, and I never thought to use it, but I said, I'm going to try it. And I just use like a big old bunch of that now and it's so crunchy.
Yeah.
And it's just something different. Yeah. So if you haven't tried that yet, I didn't think I would like it, but I was like, well, it's not that expensive, and
it's very.
I'm on bag number 2 now. So if anybody's looking for something just to kind of mix it up a little bit, the crunchiness of you can just buy it as a mix. It's called coleslaw mix, and I don't have any of the coleslaw dressing in it. It's just all the cabbage and 2 types of cabbage, I guess, red and white, and
carrots.
Then carrots.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's just a nice option.
Yeah, and that can be used instead of lettuce or even in addition to lettuce. I'll put a handful of that on top of the lettuce too.
Yeah, and it's heavier, right? So
it is heavier. Yeah. So if you want,
I saw some things written in Facebook where they were having trouble with the 16 ounces, and they were looking for things that were heavier. So that would be a little bit heavier.
Yeah, than the lettuce.
That would be helpful.
Yeah.
So
I don't know how anybody has trouble with 16 ounces. I could eat double.
Well, in the beginning, it was a challenge, and now it's like nothing. You know, it really is. But in the beginning, I remember thinking, but it gets, easier as you go, and then you're hungry for it, because you're not doing anything else. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel the same. Like, I'm like, well, I can't even believe this is just like normal. And, I just was spending some time with my girlfriends, and again, I'm still eating a little bit longer than them, but not as long. And, they're like, wow, that is a lot of, carrots and celery. And I'm like, I know. But it's super easy to eat it,
Yeah.
very filling.
Because you're actually hungry, And I think another thing, like when people first start and they'll be like, oh, my first day, I was like, I couldn't eat 16 ounces of it. It's like, that's because you're full from yesterday. Let me just take a guess. If yesterday was your last day to eat before you're going to start this food plan, I'm going to say that you overindulged, only because if you're like me, you did, like, let's get it all in. And you're not even like hungry the next day, So, but you just let a few days go by, and this is all you're having. You'll want it. You'll want it all because you're hungry. It's good fuel. It's your fuel,
Mm-hmm. Yep. Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, everyone. Hey, Helen, thank you for sharing your story. It's a beautiful story. I just love hearing all our stories. In the beginning, the 16 ounces, it took me a while to eat them, but I was determined, and no matter how long it took, I was just eating them. And I thought about it, and it was because I could eat 40 ounces of what wasn't good for me at one sitting with no problem. And it was just getting myself used to just eating what was good for me. So it doesn't really take me a long time anymore. I was at a meetup, and normally I'm not phased, but I was at a meetup after yours, Lulu, with my friend Judy, and they had these crazy potlucks. And there were 2 potlucks, and I told Judy, I said, I don't do potlucks, but I want to be sociable. So I remember the second potluck, we went in with the Florida van gatherings, and I thought, this is really embarrassing, because I happened to be having a really huge salad, and Barb, I did have that coleslaw mix, so the bowl just looks big. And I remember joking with you. She said, well, you're fine. You just have eating requirements. I said, yeah, but what if I walk up there and they think that I've brought this big bowl to share? We're going to have a problem. But because it was a big bowl. This is the bowl I had in the van. It's like, this is my favorite bowl, and it just looked like something that you would bring and set on the table with all the other food. And I said, no, man, this is all mine. So, but it was fine. I am not indulging in their potluck, and that's that. Had my stuff all prepared, enjoyed my meal thoroughly. But it's a mindset, and I remember realizing how much, because I could eat a lot, and it was just realizing, okay, you don't want to eat this because you have horrendous habits. You want to eat something else. This is what you're going to eat. And it gets to a point when you're fully committed, and you say, well, you're going to eat it. You're going to sit here, like how you would tell children, you're going to sit at that table, just like what they told you, Helen. You're not going to move until you finish it all. So sometimes it would take me, I'd be chewing. And then after a while, I realized, darn, this is really good. And my mother would complain sometimes when I would have my dinner. She'd say, what is wrong with you? You're not having soup. Why are you having a spoon? She needs to come to this group. She'll understand we're not letting one drop escape our mouth. My spoon is going to get all of it, every rice grain, whatever I'm eating. So it's like, I don't care. I'm using my spoon, so yeah.
Oh, I thought I was the only one that did that. Like every grain, every speck.
Every speck, all of it.
Everyone does it. Good. That's funny.
Yeah, Chris, I just wanted to add to that I got yelled at dinner tonight because my spoon was making too much noise in the bottom of my bowl. I was scraping it. It was like, and I had my headset on because I was watching a video, right? I was watching a YouTube video, so I couldn't hear it. I was just. And she was like, you are making an awful lot of noise with that spoon. And I go, oh, sorry. So, but
I had this too where we picked some grapefruits off a tree, and there was one that was a little bit bigger, and I kind of had to call it like, well, that's going to be my grapefruit because it was a little bit bigger, and I'm sure they're thinking like, whatever. Like, that one's mine. That one's mine.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Chris and I went to a potluck this summer, and I said, "Don't worry about me. I'm just going to bring my own. I bring my own dinner." And I brought a big ass salad. And one of my friends, she goes, "Ooh, that looks good. Is that what we're having?" And I go, "Oh no, that's not what you're having. That is all mine." And she goes, "Are you serious?" And I go, "Yeah, sorry, I'm not sharing."
Yeah.
So it's all weighed out. But they think that salad is for sharing.
Yeah.
Sure, I'm telling you, yeah.
I'm the last of six. There's not much I share with, so.
Right.
Isn't that right, Carol? Yes.
Oh, that's funny. Anybody else want to chime in?
Seattle Sue.
My hands up. Yes.
Both of your hands are up.
Helen, what a fabulous story, man. That's every woman's worst nightmare. And what words of encouragement, that you made it through. You said, were you a nurse? Were you a nurse?
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, there could be some real help out there for other women, going through this too. That's, wow. I'm just blown away that you're still here with us. And thank you, Lord. That's all I got to say on that. Yeah.
Yeah, because those are two very serious things. Really
it's
big.
Woman, you got high blood pressure. My cholesterol's a little easy. I'm not on any statins, but it's every woman's worst nightmare. So glad we're all eating healthy and losing weight, and yeah, boy, great story.
How was your week, Sue? How you doing, Sue?
Well, I'm having a good week. I took my neighbor lady over the back fence to the gym today, and we both worked out, and I'm sore all over, so that's a good thing.
Good for you. Good for you for getting moving. Excellent. Yeah. Thanks, Sue.
Oh, you bet.
Is it Bridget?
Yes, it is, Nicole.
Okay.
Hi,
Bridget.
Hi. So I added a tablespoon of oil.
Oh, how did that go?
Yeah. Tastes better, the food.
Good.
But I've been sick since Sunday with a very acute respiratory infection, a per-infection. I haven't been able to go to work. Maybe tomorrow I'll try. Today I got dressed to go to work, went in the car, turned around. I couldn't. I was hacking away. So, but I wasn't tasting anything. I was not hungry. So I threw food out, which never happened in my life. And I tried to make a meal with lentils and rice and vegetable. So I took all the measurement, put it in one pot, and it turned out to be this huge thing. So I didn't know what I was supposed to eat out of that huge, and like everything grew, the rice, the lentils. So I like when you try to make a recipe like that, how do you calculate the dry ingredient to end up with the wet one? And is it normal that, well, I'm on prednisone and everything, that is it okay if I don't eat the complete meal? Because I usually don't find the salad huge at 16 ounces. To me, it's nothing. I'm used to it. But I couldn't eat 16 ounces. I just couldn't.
Those measurements, the food measurements, are cooked. Those are weights of cooked. A lot of times making recipes doesn't work out really, really well. So you want to cook your rice, and then you want to cook your lentils, and you want to cook your veggies. Then you put them together by weighing and measuring. So I make like a pot of rice or mixed grains or whatever, and then that goes in the fridge, and I have like 4 or 5 meals out of it. You can do the same thing with lentils. Just cook everything separately and then assemble your meals. It's going to be a lot smaller than if you were
It was huge.
Well, yeah, no, that's not correct. You gotta wait.
I wanted the flavors to blend.
Yep. Well, you can do that. You can do that after the fact, like
It didn't matter.
Yeah, yeah. No, the flavors don't need to blend. Like whatever flavors that you want to add to it, you can add to it when you put them together to make your meal with the right measurements. You know, and when you're sick, we did a video. Did we do a video or a meeting once on being sick?
We did, but it might have been before they were recorded. I'm not positive.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You even talked about like if you were in the hospital. I remember that.
Yeah.
What you would do.
Yeah. But you know, if you don't have an appetite because you're sick, like a lot of times if you're sick, the last thing you want to eat is like a plate of broccoli, you know. So, you know, if you want like the lentils and the rice for dinner and the veggies aren't agreeing with you, just have that. But just have your, you know, but then the thing is you got to really consider what it is that you feel like eating and how much of it, because you don't want to be snacking all the time on, you know, eating a meal and not finishing it and having some of it a little later than some of it a little later.
No, I didn't do that. I kept it compliant to the food.
Good.
Not to the quantity. Like I'm not hungry now. I don't know if I'm gonna have dinner.
Yeah.
I'm really not hungry. I think all the hacking that I do is like compressive.
You sound like you're struggling to breathe.
Yes, I am.
Is that like is this something that's like, is this like a virus that's going around or something?
They told me it was an acute bronchitis. They tested me for RSV. They tested me for COVID, which I had recently in December for the first time. And I had that upper respiratory also while I had COVID. And I think I'm going to have to go see a pulmonary specialist because since I moved to central New York, I've been getting those acute bronchitis. So I have to get to the bottom of it because I'm not used to be sick.
No.
Really.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you're sick. I hope you feel better.
It's okay. I hear Helen'S stories like, hey, piece of cake.
Yeah.
She can go through what she did. I can go through.
There you go. Maybe you needed to hear that tonight. Did you need to hear that tonight?
Yes.
Yeah. So just.
And Bridget,
that's it.
I was just gonna say, I would just try taking what protein you think you could eat and what grain you think you could eat in the right portion, and then adding vegetable stock or stock to it. You know what I mean? And not put the pressure on yourself to cook a big bunch of stuff, you know, like a pot or whatever.
No, I just had craving for a homemade soup. I couldn't taste it anyway, so.
Yeah.
Oh, so
you feel better too.
So Nicole, you're suggesting like make a soup out of it.
Yeah. Just what, you know, because what Lulu was saying is, you know, you still eat the exact portions of your grain and protein. Just because you're sick, you don't say, well, I could eat more grains because I feel like it and less veggies. But I know like when you're sick, all the veggies might be hard, but just I would do the 4 ounces of protein and the 4 ounces of grain for dinner, and then whatever veggies I thought I could eat and put the stock on there.
No, I've not overdone on the protein and starches. I have not. Good. Today I was able to eat a 16-ounce salad with 6 beans and soup.
So maybe you're on the mend, I hope. Yeah.
I'm used to it, so it's nothing to me to eat that amount of beans all day long. I could have it at the 3 meals. Sometimes I eat the beans.
The 6 ounces.
Yeah. How long have you been doing Lulu's plan?
I started January 21st, but I was on a whole food plant base with no sugar, no oil. I'm surprised I got off the sugar so fast with LULU'S. I think it's coming to the conclusion and said to myself, this is it. It's do or die. Yeah. Do it. And, you know, I was a heavy smoker when I was younger. I stopped 28 years ago. And the way I stopped was by recalling myself. How was I doing when I didn't carry around a cigarette all day long? So I was lucky to be raised in Europe, where we eat 3 meals a day, and breakfast is like coffee and toast, big lunch, and light supper, nothing in between. So I never had a weight problem really until I got here, met my mother-in-law, and she made me peanut butter and sandwiches on white bread with an orange for lunch every day. Not much of a cook. And I was too polite to say anything. So I rapidly gained weight. I didn't know what a donut was. I didn't know what porridge was. She just did not cook. And I never spoke up. So again, went really fast, and then I got addicted to all the junk food.
Yep.
I lost the weight with Weight Watcher. I lost the weight with whole food plant-based, and I always go back to the bad habit. My Europe to France is, what's a little cheese gonna do? I haven't eaten cheese in 5 years. I went down spiraling on dairy.
Yeah.
So I've been watching you. Yeah. That's it. I'm joining.
Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Bridget.
I'm so glad I did.
And I hope you are on the mend, and I hope you start feeling better. And
thank you.
So you can enjoy.
Well, I have a week off coming up, so that should help me.
Yep. And you can start enjoying your food again when you can taste it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you shared with us.
Glad to. And thank you again, Helen, and everybody for helping me out. I don't know how to use the Facebook yet. I didn't. I was too tired to explore it, but I will.
Okay. Thanks, Bridget.
Thank you, Bridget.
Thanks.
Hi, Pam.
Hi.
Hi, Pam.
Hi. I was just going to say, for Bridget, when she said about when you're sick, since I just had the flu, and I didn't have much of an appetite, and what I tried to focus on was liquids, obviously, getting in as much water and fluids as I could, and broth. And after, sometimes I felt up to it, and I didn't have any energy to cook any fresh vegetables or do anything. So that's where my cans come in, and I could add some canned green beans, or I discovered canned collard greens that are freaking awesome. And I would put those in just some broth. So I would just add in that way to just make sure I was getting something. But I had no desire to stand in the kitchen and steam some vegetables or put something on to cook. So the canned, and I always have frozen soups that I make that are veggie based in the freezer. Every time I make them, I make enough that I can freeze one. And I know they're not technically measured out, but when you're sick, I didn't really worry so much because I was only having a small cup of soup. And I knew it was all veggies, and I made it all. And so I knew there was nothing in it that wasn't supposed to be there. And I wasn't eating it like 10 of them a day. I was having one time. So I try to be prepared and have those homemade things ready for me when I don't feel up to preparing anything. And at least they're clean and they're good foods. So that's what I did. I just did some broths with veggies, and just kept it real simple. So
you feeling better? You feeling a lot better, Pam?
Yeah, that's all gone. The flu's gone. Bye, flu.
Good. See you later, flu.
But I'm restocking my soups. And, I made one the other day, and I have a portion I put right into the little piped containers, and there for the next time I'm not feeling up to par.
Good for you.
And I know they're all veggie, and they're all good for me, so it's okay.
Very good, Pam.
That's it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi.
Hi, T.
I would like to say hello.
Good.
And missed you guys. I know I haven't been on for a while. I've been busy transitioning my life. And I'm a little off the wagon and I can feel it. And so I've just been waiting to settle into this new car life thing and then, figure this out. Like, how can I stay on this plan, on the road, living out of my car, So that's why I'm here, for encouragement, and to come back and re-immerse myself in the eating style and try to figure it out. Yeah.
So are you full-time in the car, T?
I am.
How does that feel?
I love it.
Of course.
Believe it or not.
Of course you do. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's my little cocoon, and I feel free.
Yeah.
I feel free, and I just had to get used to moving around this way, and that's been my main focus. And I just been eating ridiculously just junk, just to sum it up. So I'm starting to feel the effects of that, and I know I tried to get back on it and like buy salads. I have to change my way of thinking in terms of I need to prepare my salads in a perfect way, so I'm big on rinsing them rinsing my veggies 2 and 3 times before I prepare my salad. Well, I'm not set up for that now. Right. Okay. So I have to get used to just eating, prepared salads. Some people are okay with it. They don't taste the same to me, like salads in a bag. They lack their natural essence to me. But if that's all I could get, then that's what I have to do. So, yeah.
So what's your refrigeration system there you got?
Yeah, I do have a refrigerator. It's a 19 quart. It looks bigger than it actually is on the inside. Yeah. But I could hold, I think a good 2 to 3 days worth, of salads, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And you just take your greens out of those plastic containers and put them in bags. They take up less space.
Yes. I did. Or like I would be at a friend's house or something, and I'd prepare a salad at the house, and then I'd portion it out into like Ziplocs, and then that would be my salad, and I could hold like 4 or 5 of those, in there. So
yep. And what about cooking? What are you set up for cooking in there?
I am set up for cooking, but I haven't done it yet. Plus, I'm vegan, so I think I would be okay. Just with the, salad and, I don't know how I would get my protein, but, the way I was getting my protein was through, what do you call that? Not rice, the other one, quinoa and beans and stuff. So I just have to figure out how I'm going to, coordinate all these things, and then have these meals ready for me daily. So that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, if you have quinoa as your grain, that you have a grain at, do you need to reduce your weight, or are you on maintenance?
I do need to reduce.
Okay.
I probably need to lose about 10, 15 pounds.
Okay. So
I'm not that far off, but yeah.
So you want to have a grain at breakfast and a grain at dinner, not at lunch. So if you have if you have a salad at lunch, you have your 16-ounce salad, and then if you have the beans, you can get those in the cans. The can like garbanzo beans and kidney beans and black beans, and then.
And see, that's the thing. Like I was saying, I have to reprogram because I don't like canned foods.
Okay.
I haven't eaten them in years. So
is it the can?
If I have to.
Is it the can, or is it just that it's prepared?
It tastes over processed to me. Like there's no nutrients in it. That's how it tastes to me.
Yeah. Have you tried like a really good brand? Maybe get an organic. I think if they're
it's the organic tastes a little bit better. Yeah. Like less whatever it is they put in it, but I still it's going to be a process for me to reprogram.
Yeah, because cooking beans on the road will be. What do you have? Like, do you have a butane stove?
Yes, I have a 2-burner, a small one that folds, but it's a 2-burner when you unfold it.
Yeah.
And it takes propane.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because if you're going to cook beans from raw, like hard as a brick beans, you're going to be using a can of butane every time you make a pot of beans. You know?
And I can't see myself doing that in this car either. So
No,
Well,
no.
T, are you ever anywhere where you could plug in something? Like if you had an Instant Pot, I make beans every week and it takes 25 minutes and that's enough for days. If
Okay.
you just could somehow get an Instant Pot where you could plug it in somewhere and get your beans done, if that was a main source of your protein.
Do you have you got electric source there in the van?
Yes, I do. I have my big Blue Eddy. It's the 23, the big one, 2300 watt hour one.
Oh yeah.
But I'm running my refrigerator off of it, so I don't like to plug anything else in it if I'm not going to be setting up my solar panels.
Right.
But I do have a place where I could go and prepare meals. Maybe that's the thing. Just go there once a week or something and try to prepare.
Yeah. Oh, so you have a friend that you can plug in the driveway? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So are you staying in one area or are you traveling?
Right now, I'm staying in urban areas and I'm in the area near my storage unit right now because I'm constantly running back and forth. But eventually, I do want to go into more rural areas, you know. So I have to figure this out before I do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then there's what about nuts for your protein? Do you have all different kinds of nuts? Almonds, walnuts?
Yeah, I could do nuts. I have my trail mix with the berries and stuff that I could make. I think it'd be fairly easy to have the oatmeal. I can make the oatmeal in here real easy.
Yeah.
You know, and put the nuts and the berries there in the morning.
Yep.
That's easy to do.
Yeah, the overnight oats. I just did a video recently on the overnight oats. You just really just put water and the oatmeal together with some cinnamon, let it sit overnight. You don't even have to cook it. And then it's just room temperature. Then put in your 2 ounces of nuts and your 6 ounces of berries, and there you have it. Yeah, and you can put almonds on a salad. You know, slivered almonds on a salad is good. You know. Yeah. And even like, you know, to have rice, you know, for dinner, have rice, even if rice with or quinoa, whatever, with you know, walnuts. It's, you know what I mean? You can that might be the easier way for you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, you know, you'll figure it out. If you want it bad enough, you'll figure it out.
And I do, and I will.
Yay! Good.
Thank you guys. I just say hi.
Yeah, good. So now I look forward to talking to you next week just to see how you because you have to think about it and you have to plan it out and you just because I mean I'm living in this little tiny box and I'm just I'm just making it work because it's just really important. Like you said, you said you haven't been eating well and you feel it. You know, you don't want to feel like that because this lifestyle can really feel hard if you don't feel good. You know what I mean? So
I feel exactly how I've been eating.
There you go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I'm hoping for better things for you, T. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. Everybody watch it. Everybody watch her interview on Cheap RV Living. She had an interview, and your car is just beautiful. You did such a beautiful job. Your window coverings and everything is just, you can just tell you just well thought out everything. It's very nice. And you did a great.
Thank you.
You're a great interviewee.
Thank you. I loved it. I had a blast.
Yeah, good. And I think Barb had something she wanted to say.
Yeah, me again. Bad Penny that keeps on coming. Hey T, I don't know if this is possible, but for some reason I feel like I've read this somewhere. But if you soak your beans,
yes,
is that almost like cooking them? Like it takes like 24 hours, but if you just soak is that true? It's not
No,
too.
I'm not a bean expert, but I grew up with a Mexican grandma, and you soak them overnight and you still cook them for several hours. And by
Oh, you
several,
do?
I mean 4 or 5. Yeah.
Okay.
But the
What's
beauty of
soaking
the,
do?
what?
What does the soaking do
Oh, I'm
then?
sorry. Go ahead.
I don't know. I think it reduces cooking
It
time,
does
but
reduce,
I honestly, I do not know. But I love the Instant Pot for beans because, like I said, it takes 25 to 30 minutes from dry sorted beans.
Oh, you don't
You
even
know?
have to soak them overnight?
No, no.
Oh.
And the easiest little recipe is just, a bay leaf, cut up onion or garlic, whatever you have, the beans, broth, and there you go. And, you cook them for 25 minutes, slow release, and then when that thing falls down, they're done. They're beautiful every time. I just think of all the years my grandma made them almost all day, and my great grandpa used to make them too. And it's like, wow, you could not tell the difference.
Wow.
Well, the good news is when I did my big purge, preparing to do this car life thing, and I was getting rid of everything, my daughter took the Instapot. So I could just go over there.
You take it back.
Take it back. Yeah. So.
And T, I was going to say, when I first started Lulu's plan, I did a 3-week thing where, the first week I just did all my breakfasts were Lulu compliant. And that was that. And then the second week it was breakfast and lunch was Lulu compliant, Lulu's Way compliant. And then the third week, and that helped me just kind of get myself on track, because, when you're one day not doing anything right, and you've got all this, pressure to I have to get all this stuff cooked, to do that just helped me kind of get there pretty quickly within 3 weeks. So that might help you too, to say, I can do breakfast. I mean, because it's easy, right? There's not a lot of cooking.
Right. I love that, Nicole.
Yes.
I love that. I think I'm going to take that approach. I can instantly, that clicked with me, I just need to take it one step at a time instead of trying to do the whole thing at once.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I'm going to start with breakfast.
Okay, good. And I'm so glad you came back, because we miss you. And
I miss you guys.
We got your back. We're here. So we want to hear about you making it, because, pretty cool.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to make it. I'm going to make this work. And when I found Lulu, I instantly was like, I'm doing it, because I was looking for a way I can eat healthy, knowing I was going to go into this lifestyle. If Lulu's teaching us how to do this on the road, I can do it, but I haven't done it yet. So now it's time for me to integrate that part of it into this lifestyle now. And it's the only way. I can't, you have to. It's so.
Yeah,
Anyway.
I remember thinking, if Lulu can eat like this in her van, I certainly can do it in my house.
Right.
Yeah.
So, it helps us all. Lulu has helped us all with her example.
Right.
Yeah.
Mine's just going to be a little different, because I don't have the space Lulu has, that big, that big cooler. You could fit a small horse in there, but so I'll figure it out, and I'll just keep coming back, and soaking in the love and encouragement.
Yeah, you've been in our thoughts. We've been thinking it, just like I would think it was Kathleen. Was it Kathleen last week or the week before? I think it was T. I think it was our T on that video.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah, your new name is Our T.
Yeah. Is that RT?
Right.
That's T.
That's right.
It's a T. It's somebody named T. It's got to be RT.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Chris.
Hey, RT. Just for fun.
RT.
You're trying to figure out a protein lentils. They cook. They don't take a lot of time to cook at all. We also soak our beans in the Caribbean. And like Nicole, I'm not sure about the cooking time. I'd have to ask my mom. But lentils do cook very quickly. So if you're pressed for time and you're passing by your friend until you can steal the Instant Pot back from your daughter, they cook really quickly on the stove. So just an idea, maybe.
Okay.
Useful if you like. Yeah.
Okay.
And we got your back.
I love lentils. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
lentils are really cook quick. And then there's always,
Mm.
with the lentils, it made me think of Pam's patties.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
those are good.
Did you ever see that video, T?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember that.
She
Uh-huh.
makes them with the lentils, egg, and quinoa. Yep. I think I didn't use those ingredients, but that's the ones, because it's all interchangeable, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
How do I get to that recipe again? I forgot.
Just go on YouTube and search Lulu's Way Pam's Patties.
Okay.
And
Or even on the Facebook page, if you type in Pam's Patties, you'll see some. I know I've posted like a meal with them and the recipe, the recipe for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just point out, I made the Pam's Patties with red lentils, and red lentils get mushier. And I love the green lentils, and the red lentils are excellent too. They're just like, it's like a different patty, but just so delicious.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Awesome. I will do that.
And I'm thrilled about those patties because I only eat fish and no other meats. And so finding a veggie burger, usually they have other things in there, that I'm like, what is that? So it's just a beautiful whole foods patty. And yeah, it's like changed my whole world, those Pam's patties.
Yeah.
Okay. T, they do freeze well. So if you do get an opportunity to make them like at your daughter's, or refrigerate for quite a few days, you could make them ahead and then eat them very simply, or just a quick heat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. She doesn't have eggs. I forgot. You don't have eggs. You're a vegan.
Right.
You don't eat eggs. Okay.
I don't do eggs. I think I will. I think I will allow the egg right now, at least to help me get into it and make sure I get enough protein, and then I can, adjust from there. But yeah, the patties, I think I'm gonna go with that, with the egg, and at least initially for now, and do this in stages, so to speak.
Yeah, smart.
Good luck finding eggs.
Yeah, and affording them.
Oh, they're expensive.
No,
They're
just
ridiculous right now.
Oh no, they don't exist. Well,
I can find them. I just can't afford them.
Yeah,
I went
we
to
have them in Rhode Island. I bought a dozen large eggs. They're not your eggs, Lulu. They're just regular eggs. But they were $5.49 a dozen.
That's not bad.
Yeah, in California last week they were $9 a dozen, but they were there, Lulu. I know you went to the store and the shelf was empty, but
empty, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
My mom just
That's
paid
because they're crazy in
$7.99.
Florida. That's why, because they're all crazy in Florida.
My mom just paid $7.99 for the cheap old ShopRite eggs. Nothing fancy.
Yeah.
$7.99. I'm like, no, thank you.
Well, maybe I will do the egg.
They're very precious. So yeah, I'm thankful for eggs. That's for sure.
So yesterday I went to Whole Foods and the whole egg case was completely empty. And then so this morning on my way to the beach, I was like, I'm going to stop in Publix. It's the grocery store down here, and I'll see if they have any. And the case was empty, but there was a guy standing there with a box putting in some dozens of eggs. Like he didn't have a whole pile of them. And I was like, oh, you got eggs? And he's like, yep. And I said, do you have any the Vital Farms? He's just like, nope. I said, do you have any pasture raised? He's like, we're lucky we got these. And so I got them. I just got the regular ones. They were like $6 something. But when you really think about it, if it's $6 for a dozen, I know it's a lot. 2 eggs would be a buck. It's expensive for eggs, but for a protein serving, it's inexpensive, I think. You know what I mean?
And I would just do the egg white, so it would still just be 2 eggs, right? Right, yeah. For the meal.
I guess
or
so.
1 or 2. Mm-hmm.
I guess so, yeah.
Oh, that makes me wonder if you could buy just egg whites. I don't know if there's any other ingredients in those containers, but a container, like a little carton of egg whites. But anyway, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you run into trouble, post it on the Facebook page because there's people all over who will be telling you.
I think some of the egg white cartons, because my son used to use them a lot, and some of them are just purely egg whites.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to read your label, yeah.
Yeah, just read the labels, but you can get better ones that are more just that.
Okay. All right. I'm on it, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for sharing, T.
Oh.
You got this.
Thank you for the encouragement. I'll be back next week.
Yay.
Keep me accountable.
Yay. We'll be looking for you.
Yep.
Sheila, are you trying to raise your hand? Okay.
Hi, Sheila.
I see you.
I have no hand raised. I can't find it anymore.
Oh, that worked. That worked.
It worked.
I just wanted to say, as another option, Jovial has beans in a jar, and it's soaked overnight and cooked in a pressure cooker. So they have a variety of beans in a jar if you don't like the canned tea.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
How is that spelled? Jovial?
Yeah.
Jovial. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is that different? Salt in them?
Huh?
Mm.
What?
Do they have salt in them?
Yeah, they have sea salt.
And do you find that
How's
they
that
taste
different?
better?
Yeah.
You think they taste better than the canned ones?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
I've also seen them in pouches, like vacuum sealed pouches of beans. Have you seen those?
Mm.
I've seen those.
I haven't tried them.
Yeah.
I usually stay out of the middle of the store.
Yeah.
Basically. So.
Yeah. Anyway, thanks for sharing that, Sheila.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks,
Jovial.
Jovial. Helen.
Hello.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Helen.
Hi. I am off the plan and have been for a couple months. I had 2 good months, and then I just got overwhelmed with all the food prep and the fact that veggies really aren't my favorite. And so I just gave it up for the holidays, and I've had a heck of a time getting myself to get back on it. But I like Nicole's suggestion today of going back how I started at the beginning of just trying to do a meal a day, do breakfast for a while, and do that. I did pick up my last ingredient to make the rice again. I love the rice mix, Lulu. That was really good. But I got the brown jasmine rice. And so I had my husband picked up the white for me today. And so I thought I'd do a little half and half because it was a little too brown for me. So I really enjoyed that, especially with the scrambled egg in it. Gives me something different for breakfast. Because if it was up to me, I'd eat the peanut butter every morning, but I don't think that's particularly good for me to do that. So, but yeah, I think I'll start with that. And then work on my food prep again. And I think it's just a matter of keeping at it until my tastes change.
Yeah.
Just like I've been getting used to just the plain organic peanut butter instead of the Skippy, and slowly but surely I notice it's starting to taste better to me.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, especially after I learned I could put 1 beater in my mixer. And like I said, you have to hang on to the jar or else you get the spinning jar across the counter. Don't ask me how I know. And I really whipped it a lot the last time, and it stayed much smoother and lighter and spread a lot better. So that was really helpful because I didn't want, somebody else had talked on Facebook about using their big like KitchenAid mixer. I didn't want to have to clean all that.
No.
And so it's like, well, that sounds kind of good, but I don't want to have that mess. So I was laying in bed at night. I thought, I wonder if I could put 1 beater in my mixer, if that would work. And it sure did.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so you just stick it in the jar. So the only mess you have is the beater. Big deal.
Right.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I am. I'm working on getting back.
Yeah. And it's just about the food prep. It takes time, but once you get in a groove, you'll just like the video I made the other day. I was cooking fish while I made the video, and I wasn't eating that fish. I was just cooking it because I had a moment. So like you can just I don't need to have everything fresh out of the pan on my plate to eat. I got over that, you know, because that's just not going to work, because I need just to do things ahead of time, you know. And then this morning I did a whole pan of chicken breast with the smoked paprika. Then I got out the Instant Pot, and I did 3 delicata squashes, and then I just left everything out to cool. And so I just find the little pockets of time that I can throw something in the oven, like the grains, the mixed grains, you know, get that going. Just I always look each day, like, what am I getting low on? What am I getting low on? And then like tomorrow, I have enough of like everything. I don't think I have to cook one thing tomorrow. I have enough of everything that I'm going to get all my meals, you know. But then the next day, I have a cabbage I'm going to cook. So, but you know something, even though I don't have to cook tomorrow, if I find myself in a little lull and I look and I have enough power, because I have to, you know, I got a power bank here and I'm doing good on my power, it's sunny and I got enough power, I'll be like, I'm going to grab that cabbage, and I just wedge it up, put the smoked paprika on it, stick it all up into the Instant Pot and turn it on, and then just put it out to cool, put it away. That's a lot of food. You know, that's like a little over 2 meals, because it weighs a lot, you know. Have my favorite mustard that I put on it, you know. So I'm going to just say, I
tried some mustard on my cabbage, and so that's something I liked. I liked that, because I usually didn't like the brown mustard, and I tried that because we had some in the cabinet, and it was like, oh, this is pretty good after all.
There you go. Yeah. So you know, you got to develop a taste for things, and it for me, I felt like as soon as I just fully embraced the idea that all that other food was just not an option. It's not an option. It just, everything just tasted better because it's like, this is what I have, you know. And and I just love every bite, like everyone else was saying. You just grow to love every bite. And but you know, if you're not a fan of veggies, it's an adjustment, you know. But you did it for 2 months. You did it for 2 months, so that shows you that you can do it. Did you do it for 2 months, like 100%? Did you do it like really followed it for 2 months?
I really followed it pretty well for 2 months.
Yeah, so you know you can do it.
I broke with was maybe having the fruit later in the day, but other than that, I was following it, and I was losing weight, and then I hit a plateau, and I just couldn't get over the plateau. And then I also fight depression all the time. I mean, even though I take meds for it, it takes care of the anxiety, but it doesn't solve all of the depression. And with the depression, you don't feel like doing anything. You don't feel like doing prep. You're low energy. And that with the fibromyalgia, it's just you know, kind of a battle.
Yeah.
But the book study helps with that a lot.
Good.
So I find that between that and some of the other reading, like I had talked to you about, you know, the conversations with God, doing all that thing seems to be helping my energy level to be coming back up and kind of feeling like doing things again.
Yeah.
So I'm having to, it's a struggle, not just with food, it's a struggle with that, because the food thing is that I don't eat much during the day, but then I want to eat a bunch of sugar at night or binge feed, like, and it's not bad food, but I'll take like a bag of bran flakes and eat a bunch of bran flakes. You know, that mindless eating, it's because I want to mindlessly eat. And so it's just getting over all that stuff.
Yeah. And also, you know, when you said that you were plateauing, I'm thinking if you were only on it for 2 months, you should have only had 2 weigh-ins. If you're weighing in all the time, that could be a problem. That could be discouraging. That can be very discouraging for you. And I encourage you to just not look.
Okay. It's really hard.
Yeah, but you know something? Some of us had to ease into that. But just, you know, weigh yourself the day you start, and then the next time you weigh yourself will be the 1st, like March 1st, and then April 1st. So because you're saying that you had this plateau that discouraged you, but if you're not even aware of it, it could have just worked itself out. By the end of the month, could have worked itself out, you know?
Okay.
And then at the end of a month, for me, a plateau would be if I was the same on April 1st, May 1st, and June 1st. I would say, oh, that's a plateau. But if I'm the same on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's not a plateau, you know? It's just, you know, weight losses show up at different times. Weight fluctuates. And that way, if you look at it once a month, I just think that would be very helpful for you, especially if you were discouraged by a plateau, because maybe you didn't even plateau. You know what I mean?
Well, the other didn't work, so definitely need to do something different.
Yeah. Give it a whirl, Helen.
I will.
Good.
I will. Thank you.
Good.
Right. Thank you for all your help.
Certainly.
Yeah, and thanks for sharing where you're at,
Yes.
because it helps a lot of people. Because not people who are just in this call, but who will listen to it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I really enjoy, you know, there's some core people here like you and you know, Pam, and I don't want to miss anybody, but there's just regular people here that really make it feel like a safe place to come.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that, because I was really getting down on myself and then not coming. And I thought, well, you can't do that. And then when I came last week, I felt guilty because I wasn't following the plan, but I was still here. And then today it was like, no, you've got to do this. And I've, you know, they're there for support. And even if you're not on it, still be there. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, good.
So thank you.
I'm glad you spoke up, Helen.
Yeah, me too. Okay, we can finish with Sue Ray. Hi, Sue Ray.
Hi, Sue Ray.
It's been a while.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Good to see you.
Thanks. It's raining in Arizona, so that's good.
Wow.
The price of eggs out here are $14 at the farmer's market and $10 at the regular supermarket.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have 37 days no cigarettes today.
57?
37 days, yeah.
37 days off the cigarettes?
Yeah.
Nice.
So excited.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Oh,
totally.
That's big.
I'm kind of doing it in the middle of my weight loss, so I feel a little iffy, but I got to just stay on track.
Yeah.
But I'm doing good, and prepping takes so much time. It's like, it's definitely more than a part-time job, you know, with the cleanup and all that. But it's worth it, because then I feel good.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good with like the floury things. Like, I'm staying away from flour for a long time now, but it's those damn Hershey Kisses, man. I have a candy fairy that visits me, and she will harass me, and I will try to knock her down, and then I wake up and there's just wrappers all around my bed. So I just can't have them in the house.
Yeah.
Because I'm a sleep eater anyway. So that's been a problem. But I feel like I'm doing good, but it is tough, and you do need to take it one meal at a time. Like, I'll wake up in the morning and think of all the bad things I could eat in that day, right? But nowhere I would want to go for like breakfast for a bad thing. So I just start out the right way, and then it kind of slips into lunch, and then dinner's smooth because I have things prepared. But it's almost like doing laundry. Like, I have to there's a time to prep food for the week. It's just like there's a time to put gasoline in your car to have it run. So I just kind of put it on the schedule, and it doesn't seem like a big deal. It just seems like, okay, this is what we're doing today. This is the task. This is one of the things to do. And so I feel like I'm getting stronger in that regard. It's just that I don't need the Hershey Kisses to replace the cigarettes. And in 37 days, I've gained 1.5 pounds. But if I do that for a year, that's going to be way too much weight to be going backwards, you know? So I somehow need to just keep on trucking on every day. And like you mentioned, like, if there's times where in the middle of the day, the scale's just there, so I'll get on it, and it looks like 5 or 6 pounds more, but I'm drinking so much water. So then that discourages me. So I just put the scale away, and it's like, when you pay rent, weigh yourself. You know, so now I just weigh myself when I pay rent. So it's like, okay.
Yeah, that's just better to do that way.
And then I missed you guys for a while because I didn't know what time. The time difference thing got me messed up a little. But that's been a long time ago. So no excuses, but I'm here and I just wanted to say hello.
Good.
Miss y'all.
I'm glad you did, Saray.
It's wonderful to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Same to you, Nicole. You look great. You're just so shrunken in the camera compared to the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
You're beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nicole, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You said that you, when you first started this plan, you had Lulu compliant breakfast, and then you had a lunch and a dinner, and then the next week you did the compliant breakfast and lunch. Those meals that were not compliant, were they still within the food plan, but you didn't, or did you just have a pizza?
Well, no, there wasn't. There was nothing that was sugar and nothing that was flour.
Okay.
But whatever I would have, you know, and it was only 1 week, because I know myself, like, you know, in my past, like, oh, I'll just push that till it was a prep week for the next week. Like, I need to plan out what my grocery list is, what I'm going to make, when I'm going to make it. But no, I mean, I didn't have anything that had sugar in it or flour for those other meals when I just did the one. And, you know, that was before these meetings started. And for me, I felt like that was ripping off the Band-Aid, because it was like, boom, I watched the video, and then the next day, what do I do? You know, and I knew it would take me just a little time to get my druthers. So that's what I did.
So you just didn't weigh and measure food for those other meals?
Those other two, like the first week.
Because I just didn't want people to get the wrong idea that, like, you were having that one compliant meal, and then you were having whatever. Then you were having, like, you know, a pizza for lunch, and then, like, you know, burgers and fries for dinner. You know, so it's
no.
You were 100% compliant with the one meal a day. The other ones, you were just
eating from the food plan, but not weighing them.
Yeah.
And definitely no sugar, candy, all those things, things that aren't on the food plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, 1 week just breakfasts, 100% weighed and compliant. The next week, both breakfast and lunch, and the third week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it really just helped me get ready. And I remember even having some compliant dinners the second week, because it was so easy, because it was similar to lunch and I had already made it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes.
So yeah, it just really helped me, because when you're totally off track or you're just getting started, it is like, when you think, well, tomorrow, what am I going to do? You know, it's tomorrow, right? So you're going to be waking up, and then what do you do? So it just really helped me mentally. Yeah. I don't know if it's, you know, the right thing or the right thing for everyone. And Lulu, I don't know when you started. Did you just get this plan?
Yep.
And then get ready for it, and then
day one, everything.
Yep. Yeah. So there's that too, which is,
But I just wanted to make sure, like, people that were taking your advice, and I'm not saying that that's not good advice, but I don't know if they thought, like, oh, I'm just going to do this one thing, and then, you know, all bets are off for the rest of the day.
I did think that, Lulu.
I wondered if you thought that.
Okay, I'll have oatmeal, and then I'll go get French fries.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah. No, I don't. Nope.
That's not what she did. I didn't think that's what she did. That's why I wanted to clarify.
Then I wouldn't wake up the next day and want to do the breakfast.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
In no time, that breakfast would be gone. Yeah, in no time, that breakfast wouldn't have lasted the week.
Right.
You'd be back to having muffins and Danish, you know? Yeah. But, okay, great. And thank you again, Helen, for sharing your story with us tonight. It was just wonderful to hear your success and just what you've done for yourself and all that you've been through. And like I said, it's been wonderful to get to know you better on a different level too. So, excellent.